Welcome, everybody. Hello, friends. I hope you're ready to fight.
Sure. Always. Why you look extra fancy today?
Cause it's my birthday tomorrow, and I felt like getting fancy. I got this
Oh,
dress.
okay.
I got this dress in the mail the other day that I bought specifically because it looks very witchy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and I'm really kind of feeling myself. So
That's nice.
we'll consider that part of my vibe check. I'm
Okay.
excited because it's my birthday tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Bestie? How you doing?
Putting a comment up there.
Thank you.
Phoenix vibe. Fine. Yeah. No, it's good. It's good.
Is it? Doesn't sound like it.
I'm very busy, and I'm really tired of being so busy.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry, Bestie.
I want things to just slow down a little bit. But, we have like 5 weeks till summer break, so
You
then
can do it.
It'll just be my personal life busyness rather than work
you.
also drowning me.
I believe in you.
I feel like I'm a hostage somehow. Like,
so sorry.
Like pretending like, no, I'm not being held against my will.
We have all had those days. But we did a little something over the weekend in the same place.
We did.
We went to Adirondack Retro Nerd Fest.
We sure did.
It was a very small con, but for what it was, I had a good time.
Yeah.
I was surprised that I actually sold a couple bracelets. I figured like, oh, nobody's gonna want, like, it's so small, nobody's gonna want these. And like also like among like the Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they're all obsessed with making their own bracelets too. So I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go. But I sold some, so that was awesome. You had your loaf cats flying off the shelves.
Yeah, I gotta make more, which eventually I'm gonna reach a point where I can't get myself to do it anymore.
So you heard it here, folks. They're limited edition.
Like I have to take breaks. Yeah, I have to take breaks periodically, and I'm currently on a break. I haven't touched them in a couple weeks, but I still have, I want to say 34 left.
Sure. I don't know how many are here at my apartment because you're like, you know what? There's no point in taking these home.
I left a bin full of 24 loaf cats in your home.
Because you're just going to be back here for Saratoga at the beginning of May. So
yeah, I had two that wouldn't fit, so I just brought them home with me, and then I had 8 at home still, I think. So
love that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna make more, especially more voids for Saratoga.
But yeah, we had fun at the con, and we had fun doing Drunken Disorderly afterwards. It was very fun to watch and find out what we talked about.
Oh, you watched it?
I did.
I haven't. I would like to know what we talked about as well.
I would say it's pretty entertaining, but maybe I'm a little biased.
Well, yeah, but you were also physically there.
I was also physically there. Yes, very drunk and very disorderly. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah. No, we did a good job. We were living up to the title.
You don't have to be afraid to watch it. It's not that bad.
Same, Chris.
Frankly, I think the most embarrassing moment came from me.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I fucking burped super loud into the microphone. It was not cute.
See, I act like I don't remember what happened, but then the second you're like, an embarrassing
but also,
thing, like, I remember.
It did make me laugh a lot. It was really kind of funny. So, you know what?
Yes.
Whatever.
Yes, I do remember there was much roasting of you. I don't remember exactly what, but I do remember that there was roasting.
I don't think I've ever seen Chris laugh that hard at anything.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it.
It's a good time. But with that all out of the way, you put some stuff on the document for today, and I would love to hear what you have to say, because the thing you wrote down is Brooks's school bus rant.
Yes, which I added. It just said school buses originally.
Okay, so please, the floor is yours.
Yeah, no, I want to sound like a crotchety old person for a moment.
Do it.
And complain about the youth today. Why do they feel the need to pick up and drop off every kid at their home? Like, this is a thing. So I keep getting stuck behind school buses. Well, first of all, my complaint is that there is a bus stop, like a kid's bus stop, right on the corner, like, of my home. And parents drive their kids there and then they sit in the car. And keeping in mind, I have one of those roads where, like, if you have cars parked on either side, only one car can get between them.
I know what you're talking about.
And they line the sides of the road and they just sit there. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Can your precious child not stand out here because it's chilly?
People are paranoid.
And it makes me so angry that I have to, like, it takes a while to get through there sometimes. But then past that bus stop, down the entire length of my street, they drop off and pick up every single kid at their individual house.
That's ridiculous.
My street is not that long. It is a pretty short street. And yet they'll stop like every other house. It's like, really?
There was none of that shit when I was growing up, and
yeah, right.
Like, so I know our childhoods are very different, but
yeah, that's why, like, I know I'm gonna sound like a crotchety old person, but like, we would just walk to the bus stop that was like a block away and stand there and freeze, and it was fine.
It was fine.
It makes me mad because I get stuck behind the school bus and I'm trying to get to work and it'll stop like 10 times before it gets to the end of my, again, very short road.
Oh yeah, fuck that, man.
Then I turn out onto the next road and it does the same thing on that road. Now that one's a busier road, so I get it a little more, but like, it just drives me insane because
strike me as rather unnecessary.
Right? Like, what is it? Are people just that paranoid about something happening to their kids? Or like, can a 10-year-old really not walk 2 houses down so that the bus driver doesn't waste a whole bunch of time stopping and then restarting and then stopping and then restarting?
No idea. I mean, I would say yes, the average 10-year-old should be capable of that, but I think we infantilize children like a shit ton today.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, you're not doing these kids any favors. Like, they're not going to learn to be self-sufficient and, you know, independent and all of those things. Like, when I was 10 years old, I was like walking 2 miles to the local library downtown to get like books and, you know, whatever.
No, I know
it's a different
exactly
time, but still. But the parents waiting in cars at the bus stop thing has been bothering me for a long time. But for some reason, the constant stopping has really gotten to me over the last like week or two.
That would grind my gears.
It's unnecessary and it's inefficient. Why are we doing this?
Beats me, bestie.
What really burns my ass?
Flame about this high. Babe, wake up. New guy just dropped. I found a guy on Twitter and I really just want to talk about him.
Yes, that guy. Yes.
I believe we have photo evidence for this.
We sure do.
Which I'm very excited about because this made me laugh for like an inappropriate amount of time. So there's a subreddit called Male Living Space where guys can go for decorating advice, which, all right, sure, why not? But this guy, I don't know what to make of this because there's nothing all that wrong with this living room right now. It's a little sparse, but whatever. And also his bedroom is part of this as well. So we get the before of the living room and the bedroom. The bedroom, very minimalist. Not a huge fan.
Yeah. No, neither am I. But also not a fan of the litter box directly next to the bed.
Not a fan of that either. But then the afters are so just... What happened here? I love that the title of his update post is I think I screwed up. And and I will read what he has written. Okay, so after nearly 10,000 replies telling me the space looked barren, I thought I should change things for everyone's benefit. I got a new entertainment stand and told the kiddos they could hang some stuff and keep some toys out. Then I got a warmer color sectional, but the lack of an ottoman felt weird, so I bought a different set and planned to use both. Then discovered they don't both fit. I'm looking at this mess tonight and wondering WTF I did and where I go now. It feels totally out of control. Which it absolutely is. This is hilarious.
Yeah, he overcorrected.
He very much overcorrected.
Because, like, there was nothing wrong with the old couch.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with the old couch. But
like,
yeah,
I don't get why he felt like he needed a warmer couch.
This fascinates me. And then the after for the bedroom also fascinates me, but in a different way. Because, once again, nothing works.
And he didn't really add that much.
His update reads, feel like I made a ton of progress here. Room looks a lot more cozy and inviting to me. Unfortunately, the cats started tearing up the corner of the headboard already, but what can you do? At least it wasn't pricey. Also, for all those concerned, the gun on the wall is for display purposes only. It doesn't have a BCG installed. It's totally inoperable, even if, quote, loaded. And I don't know. I mean, I think he improved it a little bit, but nothing seems to go together.
No, and this guy has a wife and kids, by the way.
Yeah, you have all different furniture. The wall decorations don't match.
Yeah, like if the sort of complaint is
nothing says classy like firearms as decor.
Yeah. If the complaint that it's too minimalist or barren, like, why did you change your bed's headboard?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything? So making those choices
really does just make you wonder.
I think the logic here was like, all right, I'll put in a couple tables and weirdly hang this TV on the sidewall here. It makes me wonder if he already had
about.
Did he already have the TV, or did he buy a TV specifically to put something on the wall? Like,
I feel like it could go either way in this one.
I want to see the rest of the room, like where he's standing. Like, did he always have a TV on that side and he just moved it or something?
Yeah, I have no idea.
He doesn't have like a rug. None of the furniture matches. And if I had to pick the room in the house where I would least like to have a gun and a "Don't tread on me" flag, it would be
the bedroom.
Yeah, like that made it cozy to him. Inviting.
Men fascinate me, and I truly do say that with nothing but love as
So true.
As a person who is in fact attracted to men, dating a man, in love with a man.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do wonder though.
Yeah, and but like, he's married and has kids. Like, does his wife have no input on things? Does she just
That's another one of my questions, because like, it's not that I'm saying that it's like the woman's job to decorate or whatever, but I think oftentimes in cishet relationships, which I'm just kind of assuming here, it's usually the woman is a little more enthusiastic about decorating a new space.
Or at the very least, you would think she would have input.
Yeah, like she's got to have some idea. Or maybe she just really doesn't care all that much for interior decoration, which is, fine by me. Whatever works for you.
Well, and you figure if she has some input, he wouldn't be bumbling his way through this like he is.
This is also very true. So I'm wondering if she just doesn't care.
Yeah. Let me tell you, it was hard to look at a couple of these pictures because all I saw were doggy and kitties. There are 4 cats on that bed.
That's a lot of cats. I do like that.
What was that? Nick said meow when I said 4 cats.
Aw. She heard herself being mentioned.
She's like, what cats you say?
Adorable.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts.
But basically, That's all. I just wanted to talk about this guy because I saw it and I could not get it out of my head.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's still a lot to unpack, though.
I mean, please.
Do you want to unpack some more things? Like, we didn't even bring up the 2 safes in his living room.
Yeah, there were 2 separate safes, and I do want to kind of know what that's about.
And, like, in the sort of update to that room, he actually, like, Chris, I don't know how hard it is to like pull up other parts of like within the post, but he posted a picture a little further down where he enclosed the smaller safe in like its own like little wall and thing that matched the wall.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm having trouble explaining this. But within that post, like somebody explained, the safes are bolted to the foundation of the house. No explanation. Yeah, it's so basically the smaller safe, he tried to hide it by like building walls around it and putting a little top on it that matched the walls.
I mean, I guess
you can see it in the after picture a little bit. Yeah, that one in the left corner there is the one that he covered up. But if you look in the after picture, it's real small, but you can see it.
I don't even know where to begin with that.
Yeah, and the big one, his kids put artwork on it. So apparently he didn't have a choice.
Sure.
But he also posted a picture of his home office, which comparatively...
Is it in the replies to the tweet?
Yes.
Oh, we might be able to scroll down then.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
God damn it.
Or maybe not.
Never mind.
Yeah, and so I completely lost. Oh, his home office. It is minimalist as well, but compared to the others, it's not too bad. There is actually artwork on the walls.
Okay, so I'm going to say that there's probably hope for this guy. He's just really confused right now.
But I also I wanted to point out one of the replies to this of his new couch configuration.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when he's got too many couches. Overhill Jr. said, "I hate walking into my sofas having a secret meeting."
Yeah, that kind of is what it looks like. They're not wrong.
That's actually accurate, my dude.
It really does look like they're having a secret meeting.
One of them brought their kid.
Aw, how cute. So, do we think we've unpacked enough?
Yeah, I think we hit the major parts.
Okay, wonderful. So before we get into the other thing that you have written down, I wrote something down for myself today because this happened to me today.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever need to like get your fill of wasting time before you can be productive? Does this ever happen to you where like you have things to do, but you sit down and play video games for a while, and then you get to a point where you're like, you know what? I've done enough mindless activity. It's time to go be productive now. That ever happen to you?
Yeah, I think so. It's like you have to procrastinate in a way, but you're eventually going to get enough procrastination in that you're like,
yeah,
okay,
like I know I'm going to get to it. I just got to do a little bit of nothing first.
Got to get it out of my system.
Precisely, it's getting the demons out.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
So that's really what I had there. The next thing you had on the document for us was, should you say bless you when someone sneezes?
Yeah, I debated as to whether to put this under the rant category, but I think it's a genuine question.
What was going to put it under the rant category for you?
Because, so it's sort of a cultural expectation, right? Somebody sneezes, you say, bless you. But also it's weird.
It is a little weird because you're assuming a person is religious.
I mean, not even that, but like a person like has a normal bodily function, like a thing that we do not control, it just happens, and we are expected to say a thing to them. We don't do it when people like cough or have any other bodily, exhalations of air. That was weird. But like, so like, why this one thing? I mean, I've read different explanations as to the reason, but like, it seems silly. And yeah, and then there's the religious aspect of it. I mean, at least we dropped the God part, the God bless you. But
yeah, not everyone does. You go down south.
Well, yeah, that's true. But at least we accept the shortened version.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, it always struck me as weird, like when somebody sneezes, I don't want to say it.
I don't want to say it either because I feel like I'm calling undue attention to that person. They already sneeze. People might already be looking. And what if they don't want people looking?
Yeah, but I also feel like I'm being a dick if I don't.
Right?
Like, I feel like I'm being super rude. So sometimes I will just pretend I didn't notice. Like I was like pretending to be absorbed in something.
Sometimes I do that too. Well, also, at my job, silly. I'm wearing headphones a lot of the time, so you don't know. You don't know if I heard.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it feels absolutely ridiculous. And it's like, what? But it feels like there is societal pressure to do it. And particularly in those cases where somebody sneezes multiple times. Do you just keep... You're going to tell the story again, aren't you?
Yeah, I am going to tell the story because I think it's funny. There was this one time. My dad is one of those people who sneezes like 10 times in a row sometimes. And I was upstairs when I still lived with my parents. And I heard him start doing that. And the first like 2 or 3 times, he got a bless you for my mom. And then the next time I just hear, enough, Joe. Which, like, so right, Queen.
Yeah, right? Like, what do you just keep saying it? Do you wait until they seem like they're done? And then it's like you're really focusing on the fact that a person is sneezing.
Yeah.
Like, let me...
Which, again, they probably don't want, or at least I certainly wouldn't.
Yeah, why would anybody want that level of attention? Who knows? I mean, I've read multiple explanations for why we do it. Like, oh, if you sneeze, maybe it means you're sick. And so they're saying, like, bless you, I don't want you to get sick and die. Or, like, I read once that your heart stops momentarily when you sneeze, and that has something to do with it.
Oh, sure.
Like, yeah, so I'm not really sure the true origin of it, but it feels like one of those stupid things that nobody really wants to do, but we all feel like we have to.
Someone probably just made this up and said it because I remember hearing this when I was a kid in like fucking Sunday school or something. Someone's like, we say bless you because when you sneeze, your soul temporarily flies out of your mouth.
I believe I have heard that as well.
Okay, so I'm not nuts.
But like, why would it be when you sneeze and not when you cough? Or like,
I have absolutely no idea.
Like, I don't understand why we do it. And it feels like the most ridiculous thing for everybody to do a thing that a lot of people, and I might even say most people, probably don't actually want to do, that serves no purpose except to be kind of like awkward sometimes. I mean, that's why I said I could put it under the rant category.
That's fair.
Oh, good. I mean, so you don't really like saying it either. So now we have a pact. Neither of us will say it to each other.
We never say it to each other now. That's great.
Yep. It'll be weird because I'll still have the urge because it feels like I'm supposed to.
So will I. But that's okay.
But it'll be hard. Yeah. But I just... The only time I do like doing it is that I have a colleague down the hall that sneezes very loudly, and every time he does, I just go, bless you! And that makes me smile, so.
I know who you're talking about.
But all right. In either case, I don't like it.
So I did actually have one other thing kind of saved up that we can talk about if you would like. This is a question that came from the former electrician at my job when I said I did a podcast. And he was like, oh, what's it about? And I told him, he's like, oh, I have a question for you. And his question for discussion, what deserves a punch in the face?
Oh.
I think a lot of things.
I'm going to go straight out and say anything that is like bigoted, like using slurs and things like that.
Like racism, sexism,
transphobia,
homophobia, none of that. All of that deserves a punch in the face.
Yep. That's a given. I think it gets more complicated beyond that.
I really do think it depends.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's got to be some weird niche situation that definitely, I don't know, at some like form of personal insult.
Yeah.
I don't know what someone would have to say to me for me to punch them in the face, but there's got to be something.
Yeah, I don't care enough about what other people think to get that riled up. Well, maybe if somebody insulted like a member of my family or like a friend.
Yes, if anyone had anything to say to Kyle, I would have problems.
Yeah. It's like, you know what, you can insult me. I don't give a shit. But like, yeah, you like come after like my brother or, you know, whatever. Like, that's not okay because I gotta defend them because they're not here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I would say that's definitely a situation in which that would need to happen.
I like it. I'm sure there's got to be something else.
I feel like people have to get to, like, sometimes they get really annoying and they just won't, you know, stop the thing no matter how many times they're told.
When you cross a certain threshold of annoying behavior, it depends on what the annoying behavior is. It depends on the situation. It all depends, but I think the line does exist.
Yeah. And keep in mind, I've never punched a human being in my life.
Do you want to? Do you think you're going to wind up punching somebody before you die?
I don't think I will, but that's why I'm trying to think of like situations where I have wanted to hit a person.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm going to wind up punching somebody before I die, but I would kind of like to. Someone who really deserves it, though.
I wouldn't want to hit somebody with my fist because apparently that hurts a lot.
Oh, well, whatever. Small price to pay, in my humble
opinion. I'll hit him with a thing.
What violent act do you most want to do against another human being? Like, is it hit them with a lamp?
No. For some reason, the first thing that came to mind was something that potentially hurts, but also is wildly confusing and upsetting, like whacking somebody in the face with a giant fish.
I mean, keep them on their toes.
That's the thing. It's like, it'll still hurt because it's big and it'll sting hitting the side of their face, but then they smell like fish and they're very perplexed, and I love that.
I like that. I think if I'm gonna be in a situation where I'm throwing hands with somebody, 1, I'm here for the good old-fashioned punch in the face. 2, roundhouse kick, baby. I feel like that would be very satisfying. I think I could do it.
A little callback to a couple weeks ago. Taser. Does that count as a violent act?
Taser would be satisfying.
Yeah. I would love to tase a person.
I can think of a person or two. A Captain Kirk style drop kick would be cool too. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I was thinking about drop kicks.
Yeah, I don't know if I actually see myself ever getting violent with another person though, but maybe it'll happen. Who knows? Life is crazy.
Yeah. For the most part, I would say like the majority of things in my life that I encounter are not that serious. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the stakes in my life are ever that high. Or they haven't been thus far.
In the occasions where I have had that thought of like I want to like strangle somebody, I wouldn't say that the situation would actually warrant it, you know? Like I am frustrated, but a lot of people might say it was an overreaction to that situation where it actually hit the person, so
understandable. I become
thoughts
when I'm in like genuine like fucking distress, you would never know. But when I'm slightly annoyed, I become the meanest person alive. And I don't know what that's about.
Nor do I. Yeah, no, I'm very unlikely to ever be violent. The void has returned.
The void. Oh, I heard her.
I was gonna say that was a really long meow.
Oh, I didn't. I don't know if we caught all of it then. I just heard a little.
It just kept going.
Oh, here's another one.
Several.
Me? Very chatty.
What?
This is delightful.
There she is.
Hi.
She had to announce herself.
I love that. We have blown through our questions for the evening. And I'm trying to figure out what to do with myself. Because I was not expecting this. I was like, this episode's going to be way too long when I wrote down all these things.
I kept trying to draw things out. You were the one who wanted to move on.
I do my best. Sometimes I fail. But that's okay. That's why we have a whole list of questions for backup.
You know what's incredible? I believe I mentioned on last week's pod that she had been to the vet that day and she gained weight.
Yes, chunky girl. We love her.
Yes. I took Luna to the vet today. She lost weight.
She's very waif-like.
She weighs 6.7 pounds.
Oh my god. That's nothing. A light breeze could blow her away.
Yeah, you can feel all of her bones.
She eats like she's dying.
And that's the thing. He was like, oh, has she just not been eating or something? I was like, that's all she does is eat. She eats her food. She eats Nyx's food. She tries to eat all of my food.
She's the equivalent of those guys in high school that could just house anything and still be hungry and stayed skinny.
Yeah. No, but it's incredible. It's night and day taking the two of them to the vet because Luna, she goes and she's just like, oh yes, people to pet me and tell me I'm pretty. And they do. They're like, oh my god, she's so pretty. I'm like, don't tell her that.
She is a very pretty girl.
And then she just purrs the whole time, and the vet can't listen to her heartbeat or her lungs because all they hear is purring with the stethoscope.
That's so cute.
I kept telling her, you gotta stop purring, you gotta stop purring. But of course, everybody fell in love with her because she's so cute.
Who wouldn't?
She loves attention. Seems to be my pattern. I always have a cat that's scared of everybody and a cat that loves attention.
I like it.
They balance out.
Yeah. Here's a question. Why is Goofy considered a person and Pluto considered a pet when they're both dogs?
We will never understand such mysteries.
Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, you were buffering there for a second.
Oh.
Don't know what that was about.
Weird. Not on my end, but...
Whack. Yeah.
Understand such mysteries was what I said.
Oh, I had a thought and it just... Whoosh.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of one of those age-old questions. You know, like the, is a hot dog a sandwich kind of question that people have debated for a long time. Because
is it because he can't speak?
Is he incapable of speech, or did nobody ever teach him?
I also don't know if I've seen enough of like the old Disney cartoons to be answering this question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and it's been a long time since I have seen either character like.
Yeah, oh, excellent point.
Yeah.
He also does not appear to be able to walk upright like Goofy.
Is he incapable of walking upright, or did nobody ever teach him?
We will never know. I guess we have to assume he's incapable of it.
Why?
I don't know.
How do we know that Pluto isn't capable of all the same things that Goofy is capable of? And he was basically just like subjugated and
Jesus.
This is why you can't ask me questions like this.
That got dark.
Yeah, exactly.
What if it was like a gift situation from Pulp Fiction? Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I was thinking about it like, like when human beings are essentially raised by wolves, in the way that they act differently.
Yeah, you're right.
We don't know what Mickey does behind closed doors in his home.
We do not. And you know what? Disney as a corporation is pretty fucking evil, and he is the figurehead of that.
Yep.
So, you heard it here, folks. Or you heard it insinuated here.
Yeah, I said nothing. I just said we don't know. We don't know.
Who's to say?
Speculate on your own. Exactly. We don't know. We don't know what they were thinking or.
You know what? The question I've wanted to ask for a really long time, but I have yet to find anybody who we can have this discussion with because I can't find a fucking lefty. I just want to talk about like how it makes you approach things differently, being right-handed versus left-handed. But we need a lefty to talk about this with.
The only person I know who's left-handed is my dad.
I don't think he would want to be on the podcast.
No, we wouldn't want that. But I don't know that I've ever come across anybody else who's left-handed.
I know. I have. I'll have to ask some of my group chats if I have any left-handed friends, but I have yet to encounter one.
Yeah.
I'm saying. But I've had that question sitting in our document literally for at least 3 years now.
Yeah, it's more of like a tell me about your experience, Southpaw.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. When I worked at the agency in Chicago, one of the owners was left-handed, and he was in a band where everybody else in the band was left-handed, and their band was called My Left Arm.
I like that. That's fun.
Mm-hmm. So I did know one other person who's left-handed that I can think of, but I haven't seen him in a long time. Like more than 15 years probably. Odd. Yeah, but it's one of those things you never really think about, which right-handed privilege is such a thing.
Oh yeah, the no lefty scissors thing has got to suck.
Yeah, and like desks in school.
Yeah, that also must suck.
Mm-hmm. Because you're like, you have nothing to rest your arm on, because we would have the thing here you can rest your arm on, right?
I wonder why lefties are so few and far between compared to the rest of the population.
I don't know. I always wanted to be left-handed. For some reason, I just wanted to be special, like when I was a kid. So I'd try to make myself right with my left hand. And I was like, my dad's left-handed. It's genetic. I'm like, that's not how that works, but I wanted it to be.
Supposedly the ability to roll your tongue is genetic.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Boots.
Hey, what's up, dude? Been a hot minute since you dropped in. Good to see you. And it was lovely to see you at Retro Nerd Fest.
I was going to say virtually, because we did literally just see you days ago.
We did.
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
But yeah, supposedly the ability to do this is genetic. And I don't know what that says about that, but now you know.
Yeah. Yeah, there are some weird quirks like that. But yeah, now I'm getting like really curious about left-handedness, like in a scientific way, and now I want to read things.
There's got to be research out there, right?
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, no, absolutely. I just not going to look it up at this moment because we're in the middle of a podcast, but I will be looking it up. I can't help it. Every time I hear about a thing that I don't know, I have to research it because I have to know things. I like learning.
I have this problem where here's the thing. I like learning facts. Learning facts is cool, but when I have to practice a thing, I hate being aware that I'm not good at something that I want to be good at. Guitar is an excellent example. I am not a very good guitar player, and I don't think I'm going to be out here shredding Van Halen at any point in my life, but I would like to be able to learn a couple songs. I feel like that's a reasonable expectation, or like, a reasonable goal. But having to practice, and making myself aware that I am not at a point where I can learn a couple songs infuriates me to the point where I don't want to practice, so I never get any better. There is something wrong in my brain where I hate being aware of my own, like, I hate being aware that I'm learning or that I'm still learning certain things. Like, if I'm reading a book and like learning cool facts, I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome. But if they're like, okay, now here's what you have to do, now practice it, and I am still like struggling through it, I want to set myself on fire.
You don't want to put in the work.
I don't. It's horrible. It's a horrible way to live your life. I hate that I'm like this, and I'm really genuinely trying to change. But it's not fun. I'll tell you that much.
That's how everybody else does it. We just put in the work.
I know.
Suck and fail.
And I know that's exactly how it works, and then there's nothing I can do to change that, but it still makes me want to scream.
You know, if you do learn some songs on the guitar, you can probably get a gig playing at that place by Chris's house.
Oh, yeah. I need to know about that.
I have a feeling there could be an opening in the future.
You think?
Keeping it nice and vague.
Yeah, talent bar does seem a little bit low, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you just learn a few songs, you're probably
good.
What
are you gonna do? All right. Let me see what else I got for us. What's a movie that you would want to watch from the perspective of another character?
Oh, like a retelling of the story from somebody else's perspective?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know.
I can't come up with anything, and I feel like there has to, like, I don't know if this one is going to get answered tonight, because I feel like there absolutely has to, and also because I watch so many goddamn movies.
Yeah.
Like, I've got if I haven't come up with something yet,
yeah,
I feel like I'm bound to at some point.
Yeah. I feel like I was trying to think of what kind of movie would lend itself to that best. And I feel like it's got to be the kind of movie where there is a character who does like very consequential things, but we don't see them actually doing the things. We just find out that they've done the things. If that makes sense.
Yes.
I mean, I'm having trouble coming up with an example, but like, especially those kind of movies where, you know, the main character, all hope seems lost, and then somebody appears to like save them. It's like, I want to see how they got to this point.
Yeah.
How did this person who appeared get here?
Which I feel like in any sort of, like, the example that comes to mind is like Marvel now, because like you have the kind of like, oh, this is how the person like, this is like, you'll see like, oh, this is how Captain Marvel, you know, swooped in at the end of whichever fucking superhero slop movie. It was like, we do have things like that, but I'm trying to think of examples that aren't part of an extended universe, you know what I mean? Or like it was designed or it was like the point was to tell that story like that anyway.
Yeah. And I know there are some, like it's like right there. Oh, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man from the Green Goblin's view.
That could be kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the easy route is, in a lot of cases, saying...
See it from the side of the
villain. Why don't
we
see the villains? Yeah. Because a lot of stories would be very, very different.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, because the thing they love to say about The Walking Dead, for example, is like, oh, we only root for these people because they're the ones, you know, that we're seeing it from their perspective. But we take any group in this zombie apocalypse and follow them, our current people would be the bad guys.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Like, whoever's saying that is completely correct.
It's all a matter of perspective and how things are presented to you. That's the way stories work. If you're essentially told somebody is the protagonist.
I saw a tweet the other day that was literally just, people say things so definitively sometimes. I'm like, man, it depends. just about everything, which it kind of does.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything does. That's there is no such thing as like black and white binary. Like there's
no,
everything's a spectrum, except maybe like chemical reactions and math.
I did so bad in high school chemistry. I had a terrible time in that class. Let me tell you, high school chemistry and high school physics, ugh.
Sure.
Bad time all around.
Thin Man series. Okay, I don't know that one.
I don't know that one either. I was thinking of the Stephen King one where the guy like starts getting thinner until it's called Thinner.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
That's what I haven't read.
I remember seeing they made a movie of it that I went to see in theaters when it came out. And I think I was probably too young.
Have you seen a fair amount of Stephen King movies? Because I have something that I brought up with Kyle the other day.
Yeah, I haven't seen any in years, but I have seen a bunch.
What do you think is the best Stephen King adaptation? Like Stephen King film adaptation?
Oh, interesting. Can I cheat and say miniseries?
Fuck it, why not?
Because they did one of The Dark Tower just a few years ago that was pretty good.
I don't know if this is controversial or not, but I'm going to say Misery, I think, is the most faithful Stephen King adaptation.
Oh. Okay, yeah. Kathy Bates does a nice job.
I think she does a fantastic... I think the casting in that movie is fantastic. It sticks very close to the plot of the book, because it's not like a crazy long book or anything. It's one of the books that's like a perfect size to be made into a movie.
Yeah. Chris, you said Pet Sematary. Are you talking about the original adaptation or the more recent one? I'm assuming the original, but just to clarify.
Okay, cool. That's why I made a face. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, the original.
Yeah.
I think the original is pretty good, but Pet Sematary is my favorite Stephen King book, so I want to spring into existence a film adaptation of that is like word for word from the book, and it would probably be like 5 hours, but like that is my favorite Stephen King book, so I have a very special attachment to it.
Yeah. I feel like we would be remiss if we did not mention It, Tim Curry.
I have never seen that one. I mean, like, I know...
You should have watched it during childhood. That's when you're supposed to watch it, because then it ruins your life.
Sorry. I didn't think the new adaptation of It was bad. I honestly kind of liked it.
I never saw the second part. We watched the first part here, you and I.
Did we really?
Yes.
Why do I not remember that?
I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Fair enough.
I mean, probably like 4 or 5 years ago. Well, like 4 years ago.
Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. But that is a beast of a book to try adapting in any way, shape, or form. So, like, there's one where I'll really let things slide.
Yeah, I read that one multiple times. And then I lent it to somebody in 7th grade and she never gave it back.
I've only read that one once. I'm in the middle. Actually, you know what? This might be a good time to begin the worsening, because this is definitely making me worse. Would we like to begin the meditation?
Sure.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
Listen, cue ball, you're only making it worse.
Thanks, that even makes it worse.
It's worse than you know.
It usually is.
I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
That's the worst goodbye I've ever heard. And you stole it from a movie.
How marvelous.
So one of the ways that I'm worse this week is that I have started rereading Misery, and man, shit's real good. I love Stephen King. I know some people like think he's like one of the worst things to happen to like popular fiction, but I fucking love that guy. And also he just seems like a chill ass dude.
No, I always enjoyed his books. I mean, I haven't read them in years, but
I think sometimes he fumbles endings, but like overall, good stuff, man. Like,
but also just the amount he publishes.
Oh my god, I know. He's written so many things that I have like just thoroughly enjoyed, like The Shining, It, Gerald's Game, Misery, Pet Sematary, Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. The man can fucking write.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one of the ways that I'm worse. I am getting back into reading, specifically horror. And how else am I worse? And actually, you know what? No, we'll trade off. How are you worse this week, Bestie?
I'll go with my standard for now, but video games, more specifically Skyrim.
How we doing in Skyrim?
Continues. Just great. I'm getting rich, bitch, and I've lost track of how many homes I have.
Incredible.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy some more.
I absolutely love that for you. As you should.
Yep, so I feel like I go through a withdrawal when I don't get to play for a while. Which I was subject to over the weekend.
Which you were subject to over the weekend.
Or Saturday. Yeah.
But then we did literally not. I think that's a way that we're both worse. The fact that we had another just like completely nonverbal marathon gaming session, but only this time we were in the same room instead of on a Discord call.
Uh-huh.
So that's a way that we're both worse.
Yeah.
And how else am I worse? Actually, where are you? Like, are you progressing with the main quest line in Skyrim at all?
Not really. I've been doing not really. No, I've been kind of doing a lot of side or like I want to call it like second level type quests, like not quite side quests, but.
Oh, here's a way that I'm worse. I have finished all the DLC for Fallout 4.
Nice.
And I'm very sad.
Mm-hmm.
Because now there's no more Fallout 4. I love that game.
Oh, that's like when I finished Power Wash.
Yeah.
And
very sad.
I went through all the DLC and then did all the like Steam achievements. And then I was like, well crap, now I'm really out. The only
things I have left are secret achievements, so I don't know. Like they're ones that are hidden. So I gotta search them or something so I can check those off. Because I have put like almost 500 hours into that game.
By the way, the frequency with which I check to see any information about when Power Wash Simulator 2 comes out is obsessive. I was going to say borderline obsessive, but I'm just going to say obsessive.
Understandable.
It's like they only announced that it was going to be a thing recently.
I can't blame you.
It's like, did they announce a date yet? Did they give us a date yet? When is it out? Did it come out now?
Love that. Yeah, so that's definitely making me worse. And one of the other ways that I'm worse is I am really trying to get into Fallout New Vegas. And fuck, it's hard. I'm playing on very easy and still struggling a little bit.
Oh, interesting.
Just because there's like a weapon condition system. So like if you're I'm at a point in the game where I'm just finding like shitty, almost broken, low-level weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just not used to not being essentially invincible because I'm such a high level in the only other Fallout game that I've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, I'm having a rough time, but I am determined to find my groove because I have heard from many people that New Vegas, like story-wise, is the best Fallout game.
Are you not counting Fallout 76?
Oh yeah, I have played Fallout 76. You are correct. I completely forgot about that because I have not put that much time into 76.
Me either.
So the only other Fallout game that I have played extensively.
Okay, yeah.
So, but that's definitely one of the ways that I'm worse. I'm really trying to get myself into that because I love games with a really like detailed story, and I want to know, man. I want to know the mystery.
Yeah. No, I'm very much invested in all the storylines of Skyrim.
Nice. Any other ways you're worse?
Yes.
What'd you do?
No, you already know. I have gone mad with laminating power.
Oh, yeah.
I have purchased a laminator.
Nice.
And now I just want to laminate everything all the time. And I keep trying to think of more things to laminate.
Oh, we got a bot. Cheap viewers. Boo.
Yeah. Boo.
This is a homegrown operation. We don't do that here.
But I laminated this sign for the table that I was sending you pictures of yesterday.
I love that. It's fantastic.
That says, "Attention cute cats," right? "All of cats were made by hand with help from one or more of the following real cats." And it has my cats, and it has your cat, and my parents' cats.
Absolutely incredible.
Because, yes, I have worked on little cats in my home.
Real cat hair.
Yeah. I've worked on them in my home, in your home, and in my parents' house. And every single one of these cats at some point has attacked the yarn. So,
I mean, I don't blame them.
So, yeah, every single one of them has helped. But yeah, I just want to like laminate everything. Like I did this new like Venmo code thing for the table.
I have to send you mine. Don't let me forget.
And so like there's a lot of stuff at the table I'm gonna laminate, which is the reason I got it. But like my brain is trying to come up with all kinds of ways to use this. Like I came across the idea of like, oh, you can use it to make bookmarks.
Ooh, fun.
Like what would I encase in plastic to make a bookmark?
Maybe you could do like a dried flower that's like been like pressed flat.
Could, yeah.
A thought.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to think of things to laminate because it's not like it requires skill. I push the button, it heats up, I slide the thing inside the plastic, and then I just put it in the machine. That's it. Mm-hmm. But watching it come out perfectly laminated on the other side is so satisfying.
Can't blame you.
And then when you pick it up, it's like all warm. It's delightful. And I've learned so many things. This is the plastic that came with it, which is 3 millimeters thick, but I got some heavy duty that's 5 millimeters for that.
Ooh.
And so I've learned that those are the standard thicknesses for thermal laminating sheets.
The more you know.
That's what I said. I love learning things, learning how to do things. And it's like now I have knowledge that I did not have like last week.
Excellent.
So yeah,
I'm trying to think if there's any other ways that I'm worse. I feel like there's got to be something else.
I'm sure.
But nothing is springing to mind. It really is mostly just video games and getting back into reading.
I mean, but reading is arguably I'm trying to think of the opposite of worsening. It's an improving, like, because reading is good.
Reading is good, but it's also just like it's another thing for me to get like obsessive about and ignore my actual responsibilities for.
Yeah, I suppose.
So it's a worsening in that sense.
Yeah. Plus it's getting ready for cons.
Oh, it's getting real exciting. Yeah, actually, I'm putting a lot into cosplays continually. I'm always getting worse in that sense, so exciting. Yeah,
I really feel like Retro and Nerd Fest last weekend was like an appetizer in a lot of ways because now I'm getting like extra excited. Like. Yeah, and it's like, okay, gotta get ready, gotta get in the right headspace and plan the things. And
yes,
I just got some boots today for a cosplay.
Wonderful. I know the exact one you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. They're not the boots I showed you. I ended up getting different ones, but
you will have to show me.
Luna has arrived.
Luna.
She wouldn't let me get up to eat dinner before the podcast because she decided she had to lay on me, and I felt bad because she had to go to the vet today.
Oh, poor baby.
Okay, goodbye.
No, just checking in on you.
She looked back at me like, "What? Did you say something?"
All right, I think that's going to bring us to a close for the evening.
Yeah. All right. Order from here on out.
As always, thank you for fighting with us, friends. We appreciate each and every single one of you, and we will be back again next week for more chaos, as always. We will see you then. Adios, everybody. This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly and Dr. Sarah Brooks. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Catch us live on Twitch every Wednesday and Thursday, and for ad-free live broadcasts of the show, you can subscribe to our Twitch channels or consider donating to our Patreon for ad-free access to our entire library of past episodes and streams, as well as fun bonus content. Fighting with Friends is a member of the Big Dumb Monsters podcast network. Check out the links in the description for more episodes from us and from all of the shows on the network. Thanks for listening!